Hey, it's the next day, and I am continuing my 2-1 twill heddling process. I have finished the upper heddle rod, and I'm starting on the lower heddle rod, so I will talk a little bit about what is happening in the project there. So, here we go. There is the top heddle rod. All the heddles made, there's 300 some there, and I've started making the heddles on the bottom rod, which is catching all of the warps that are in the middle layer of this structure. So a couple things. Oh, there's my cat. Not related to this heddling specifically, but I just wanted to observe that here on this top rod, you can see the way my heddles are kind of going bloop, 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 all over the place, and now they're in a little bit better of a straight line here. Partway through making these heddles, I grabbed a block of my sticky wax, which is kind of a cobbler's wax. Maybe sometime I'll make a note about the recipe for that. And I rubbed it onto the heddle rods to just kind of help those heddles hold still. I like it when they don't slip and slide around too much, and that just helps them have a little more grip. The other thing I found, and I don't know if we can see it on the rod on the other side of this loom, is a natural stick that has been kind of partially smoothed, but not totally smooth. That one, the heddles tend to hold their position a little better without doing anything special. But anyway, so here we go. On this top heddle rod, we were reaching, if you recall from the first video that I made, going past the first warp and the middle warp, and then making a heddle around the warp at the back. And we did that all the way across. Pushed aside one in the front, one in the middle, and then made a heddle around the one in the back. And we did that all the way along the length of the project. So now, for this remaining heddle rod for this 2-1 twill, we just have to go back and get all of those middle warps that we did not, that we didn't get in the first heddle rod, that were left behind waiting. So what that looks like here, I can kind of spread this apart. So at the point where I'm at, on this lower heddle rod, I'm looking at the back. I can see the warps that I need to make heddles around. So I start by just grabbing the next one in the row and pushing it over to the side. And then I'm gonna reach into the back. This one has a heddle, and I'm gonna find the next one that needs a heddle. I apologize, this is hard to do with one-handed. And to find the right one, you're gonna have to look up at the row above and get the correct one. So it's gonna be this one, not the one next to it. This is the guy that we want. And so I kind of push aside, remembering we pushed aside the front one, and isolate the one that I want. And I'm gonna bring my netting shuttle through, going over the top on the right-hand side, diagonally across the back, and coming out on the underside of my helper rod on the left, and then tying my buttonhole with a twist up here. And I cannot do that one-handed, so until I rig up something better with the camera, that's all you're gonna get. But I do have some other videos I made that show that process. One other note, this netting shuttle that I am working with, this one's pretty long. It's probably 8 or 9 inches long, and it worked fine for this upper rod where I had a lot of room to maneuver it. Here on this lower rod, it's tighter quarters. It's a little awkward. I suspect a smaller netting shuttle, maybe something more like 6 inches long, or even a ball of yarn, if you can keep a ball nicely wound, might be a way to just maneuver a little more easily in the tight space that you have to get into here. Other things to note, at this stage when you're making these middle heddles, you can't entirely use what's happening down here in your spacing chain as a guide. What you need to be looking at is what is happening with these heddles in the upper rod, and make sure everything is staying parallel, nothing is getting crossed when you do this, i.e., don't create that kind of a situation. Keep it all in line. All right. I hope that is helpful. Bye.